Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey, I really apologize for the noise today. My landlord, Aimco Air Communities, decided that besides trying to evict everybody in 60 days, they'd make my life miserable by putting a jackhammer over my head while we're doing the podcast. But nothing stops me. Nothing stops our guests. We've got Henry Hurowitz today. Henry is our Silver Knight Award winner. He helped feed hungry people. Oh, I'm going to help him with his plan. And then Tali Finger. Tali, did I get that right?
You did.
She did something amazing about getting people remotely connected for medicine. We're going to talk about what she did too. It's all about making the world a better place today. And oh yeah, second half of the show, everything having to do with real estate, stretch construction loans, equity investments, pref equity. If you need it, I got it. And I may give you some insight on why I was talking to the police just 15 minutes ago about the building. Reagan Rocket. Here we go. Remember, we're South Florida's longest running business talk show. We've been on since 2008. Our sponsors since 2012 have been Warren Henry. And I don't think the building's going to give Warren Henry any more respect than they gave me. So we're just going to roll with it. If you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. Lamborghini Broward's them too. You got to get every advantage you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell all the name brands. What do they have in common? They're all great cars. You come with the Warren Henry Advantage. It's this list of great stuff you get. My mom just got her car. My wife's going to get a new one, and I will too. You got to go to Warren Henry. You get complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and the 72-hour exchange. Isn't this ridiculous noise? Oh, they're the worst. Been going on since after Hurricane Irma. Remember, join me, my mom, and my beautiful wife, Vivian. Lots of my friends, too. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be, too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry. Sorry about the noise. Sorry about the confusion. There's nothing I can do about the jackhammers. We're trying to move out, but the people didn't give us enough time, and there's just no place to move. But if you need help with real estate, it sounds kind of oxymoronic, call me. Unless you're looking for an apartment. That I can't help you with. Need 100% cash financing up to $100, $200, $300 million? No problem. Got an LOI for that today. Need equity from I need a salary to I'm going to be a developer for these shopping center deals? Doing that too. So if you have a problem and you need cash and that cash solves the problem, call me. Can't give you the number because I get stalked with the phone number. The cops were just here, told me not to give out the phone number anymore. Also told me they'll do the best they can to keep us secure in this absolutely insane situation. If you need somebody that can keep cool under pressure, I hope I'm demonstrating that that's me. Give me a call at 305-773-6300. Oh, shoot, I'm not supposed to give out the phone number. Call me, DM me, do whatever you want. But now we're going to talk to two shining stars. Reagan, take it away.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
Hi, everybody. We're back. We're here with Freed on Business. We're joined by all the noise that's in my office today, thanks to Aimco as they try to force me out of the building by making my life miserable. Sorry about the background. However, we've got some tremendous people here today. We've got Tali Finger. She's going to talk to us about her new way to handle medical information and stuff like that. Look at her smiling. She's so tremendous. And we've got Henry Hurowitz. He doesn't even realize how I'm going to help him feed the state of Florida with his idea. So here we are. Reagan, unmute him, and let's rock and roll. Okay, Tali, welcome to the show. Reagan, you got to unmute her. Tali, can you do that?
Yeah.
Tali, hi, Tali. So, Tali, tell us about what you did to win the Silver Knight. It's so tremendous.
So I did a project. I did some research on repetitive behaviors. So I looked at autism spectrum disorders. I looked at Rett Syndrome, Tourette Syndrome, and Obsessive-Compulsive disorder. And I did a few things, but the main thing that I did was I found 2 microRNAs that regulate the pathways that control those disorders, and they are potential targets for medicines that could help people affected by the disorders that I studied. So what I did was basically I looked at all 4 disorders as one spectrum. So I looked at gene networks. It's a systems biology concept. So I didn't find it for any specific disorder. I found it for the spectrum, which I created that includes the 4 disorders that I talked about.
That's tremendous. Where are you going to go to school?
Harvard.
Duh, right? What, microbiology or something?
Biomedical engineering.
Oh, tremendous. Tremendous. Please just do me a favor and come back to Florida and manufacture your projects here. I promise you I'll help you raise the money. I promise. You come back, I'll get you the money. Henry, what was your special thing?
So in 9th grade, while I was working as a busboy at a hotel in Sunny Isles, I founded a nonprofit, FoodEASE, with the mission to collect excess food from hotels and caterers and deliver it to homeless shelters throughout South Florida. And I noticed that this hotel that I was working at had so much excess food from their buffets and catered events that was still perfectly good, but they couldn't give to their hotel guests anymore. At the time, I asked the chef if I could take their excess food from a big wedding and donate it to a local homeless shelter. And the chef was more than willing to help. And that was really my first experience with the food rescue. I started thinking that other hotels in the South Florida community had a similar problem and had so much excess food. And then after that, I reached out to over 50 hotels in the South Florida community. And then although some obviously didn't respond, the majority of hotels were then worried about their liability. And thankfully, there's both a federal and state statute that protects these companies from donating the food as long as it's in good faith, which is called the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act.
That's tremendous. How come you're not doing this statewide? Hint, hint.
I'm not doing it my goal for the future when I go to college is to bring it into New York and then from there expand more in the Northeast. But for right now, we've only been in Florida.
So you're statewide?
We're only in South Florida right now, but hopefully as like my friends and volunteers go into like school in UF and FSU, we can expand in those areas as well.
Well, you'll connect with me and I'll help you. I promise. I know the people that run the food distribution for the state of Florida. We don't want anybody to be hungry. Now, where are you going to go to college?
I'm going to Cornell.
How come you guys don't go to UF? Come on. Come on. You Ivy Leaguers. All right. So what are you going to study up there, Henry?
Applied economics and management.
Nothing hotel? Cornell's the king of hotels up there. You're not going to do hospitality?
My brother was in the hospitality school. I'm in another school called Dyson, which is like the business school.
You'll get hospitality. You got to. Otherwise,
yeah, I'll take some classes. Yeah, I'll take some classes in the hospitality school for sure.
Now, Tali, you go to Harvard, you get your education. What do you want to do? You want to make medical devices?
That's a possibility. I want to get a PhD at some point. And yeah, I think that the technology side of biomedical research is really promising right now. So that's the goal.
I have a friend that invents implants. He's an orthopedist here. He was a Silver Knight Award winner too. He's a Harvard guy. Would you like to meet him? I
totally would.
Okay, well, you're going to have Lisa Paley, the person that arranged this. Make sure that she sends me an email, and I'll make sure that you meet my friend who was you 40 years ago.
What's his name? Because I feel like I might know him.
I really don't want to mention it on the show.
Okay.
Okay. He's from Miami Beach. He works at Mount Sinai. He's the head of orthopedics.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Would you like to meet him?
I would. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what we can do. Okay. He's a lifelong friend. I love him like a brother. So, real quickly, Henry, we heard that you wanted to do it. What's the thing inside you that stirs you that wants to help people?
Honestly, I've been volunteering since I was like 4 years old, going to homeless shelters at Christmas and like giving food out, and that's just always given me such a good feeling. And then after my first food rescue at this hotel, I really realized the effect that excess food could have on hungry people. It's really outstanding how much food goes to waste each year that can still be eaten because it's perfectly good, but the hospitality industry decides not to serve it to their guests. Just an interesting fact, 40% of the food that's donated 40% of the food that's wasted each year is from the hospitality industry.
Food rescue. I love it. What a great term. Oh, I love it. We got to blow up that hashtag, bud. Now, Tali, again, she's muted. She doesn't have jackhammers at her place. Why do you keep muting her? Now, Tali, let's talk about you for a second. Have you done volunteer stuff or are you just smart?
I've done a lot of volunteer stuff.
Like what?
I worked at the Aventura Hospital as a volunteer for a long time. I worked at Give Kids the World in Orlando. I've done volunteering in Brazil. I'm from Brazil, so I go back sometimes, and I've done some work there too.
That's really tremendous. And I know you guys are the ones muting yourselves, so I apologize for being so strong about it. Yeah, you're absolute pros at Zoom is what Reagan's saying, because you've been online all year. Yeah, exactly, Reagan. You don't say anything, but you could crack me up just with those texts. Now, you can crack them up too. We're going to go for a quick break. Then we're going to come back, and I want both of you to vision the future. I want to know what America is going to look like to both of you when you get out of college and what you're going to do to make it better. Oh, I love that question. Back after this. Hey, it looks like they stopped the noise, which means they'll start again just in a second because it's like torture. It's absolutely the worst. Things that it does to your body are horrible. We've been subjecting ourselves to it for 3 years. We'll do a little bit more of that in the second half of the hour. But I want to talk about my good friends, Warren Henry. I just love them. They treat me like a king. They treat my mom like a queen. And my wife, I don't know what's bigger than a queen, but they treat her like the queen of the universe. She's great. She just calls up Larry. Larry goes, yes, Vivian. And then they go, okay. Well, that's being part of the Warren Henry family. And it really is a real thing. You know, during the pandemic, we found out how important our interpersonal relationships were with both service providers and our friends. The young people today are an example of what can be done when we are in our remote learning locations. And it's also an example of how wonderful the future is. We're going to be talking to them about how they see the future, because it doesn't matter about me, it matters about them. But again, if you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. I'm going to put on my glasses and read. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. I really don't need to read it. I know it by heart. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. They're all great cars. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. Why do you care? You care because it's great to be part of the Warren Henry family. They're great cars. You get great service. You get the Warren Henry advantage too. What's that? Complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, 72-hour exchange. May Stark at their service place on 151st and Biscayne treats us like kings and queens. She'll do the same for you. Remember, join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, and lots of my friends. I'll say it again, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I love her. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry.
Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Call Jim Fried. Actually, I can't give out the number, but you can reach me on a direct message. They're laughing because they don't realize I got scammed and they threatened to assassinate me. And since Nikki's running for governor, they took that seriously. So we can't give out the phone number anymore. Can't give out the phone number, but you can DM me. You can find me on social media everywhere. Everybody with the name Jim Fried can't stand me because they're on page 4. Why would you call me? Because when you call me, it's always about you. I'm looking out to help you solve your problems. Debt or equity on a commercial real estate deal. Just got an LOI for $100 million stretch construction loan, 85, 90%. Call me if you need something like that. Just did a bunch of land loans for one of my clients. Call me for that. Regular bridge loan, got that too. Home loans that are crazy, can help you with that too. So if you've got a real estate issue, call me. I help all the big families in town solve their real estate concerns. So why would you reach out to me? Because when you reach out to me, I got to change it now because they can't call me. It's always, 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 always all about you.
Welcome back to Fried on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Fried or at Fried on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Fried1. Now, back to your host, Jim Fried.
Fried on Business. We've been doing the Silver Nights for the last 3 weeks, and it's absolutely tremendous. You go, why? Because it makes me feel good about the future. That's why. It's no longer about me, not even you, Reagan. It's about the people that are on the show right there, the future of America, of the United States, of the world. We've got Tali Finger. That woman is a genius. She's tremendous. I'm going to introduce her to the smartest person in medicine. She knows who that is, and she knows I'm right. And we got Henry Hurowitz. Henry, he just wants to help people eat. He wants to end food insecurity. I know who to introduce him to help do that statewide. Now, we're going to ask each of them what their vision of the future is. What's the world going to look like when they're graduated? What do they want to do to help shape that future? We're going to start with Tali first. Tali, tell the people who might have just tuned in real quick what you did again.
So I did a project to understand repetitive behaviors as a spectrum, and I found potential therapies for them.
I think I'm probably going to need that. You're tremendous. And what's the world going to look like when you graduate Harvard, Stanford, Harvard?
I think I'm going in the direction that I know more about, but I think artificial intelligence is going to be a huge part of it, especially the health industry. And I really hope to have the knowledge and the skills to be part of that.
You want to learn about artificial intelligence?
I do.
Okay, I have a person that's an expert. She used to work for DARPA. That's your second person. You're writing this stuff down. I can mention she's on the show. That's Olivia Ramos. Okay, she's tremendous. She's a entrepreneur in the tech space of artificial intelligence. Olivia Ramos. You can actually look her up on the radio show site. And then the doctor guy I'm going to introduce you to, but I don't want to. He's not on the show a lot, so I don't want to mention him. Henri, how about you, man? What's the world going to look like, and what are you going to do to help change it?
So yeah, I think the world it's gonna be somewhat similar. I think that people are definitely Tali hit it on the finger on the head.
Tali Finger, that was cute. That was a good one. Definitely technology is going to be way more prevalent, and I think just using this FoodEASE organization could really help, because there's hotels and hospitality places everywhere across the US, even internationally. So just using this organization as a way to give hungry people necessary food is just something that's so important and so seamless through
just an app, like an app that we have connects so many people with the volunteers, with the receiving agencies, with the hotels. It's just such a seamless process that makes it so easy for everyone. And really, everyone I've met is just so willing to help that when this starts to ramp up a little bit more, I see that our volunteer base will just grow exponentially.
My mom volunteered at the Daily Bread back in the day also. Very, very interested in helping you succeed with ending food insecurity, or at least addressing the issue. I don't know that we can ever end anything, but I think it's very important to get involved and do that. What can I tell you guys about me? How can I help you? What would you like to know about me? And stuff like that.
How did you originally get into business?
Okay, that's a fair question. I went to the University of Florida. My mom sold houses during the Great Recession, the gas crisis. She put food on the table. I said, I'll sell office buildings and make you proud someday, Mom. And here I am. Here I am. So it's all because I love my mom. I'm a nice Jewish boy, right? Well, you can't see it, but yeah, I'm a nice Jewish boy. I'm married to the beautiful, loving woman that I met at Greater Miami Jewish Federation. It's a love affair. You can read about it on the internet. I dedicated my life to getting her kidney and to helping her live a better life afterwards. I'm fighting a very difficult circumstance that we've been placed in by one of the biggest companies in the world, and I want to help her survive. I'm trying to get out of our apartment right now. Really, what it is, Henry and Tali, it's really not about what you do, it's how you do it. Okay? You can do whatever you want. I'll tell you an example. Today I was at the coffee shop. I talked to the guy that brought me my coffee for 10 minutes. We just talked. We were nice. We talked about our goals and aspirations. We talked about making the world a better place. And we did simply by exchanging ideas. It's really important to be open to everybody. You know, you're going to go to these really cloistered places, but in very active communities. Go outside the cloistered environment and experience the active communities. Tali, my nephew went to Brandeis. Boston's tremendous. Make sure that you meet everybody you can and get all of the ideas you can. It's about listening to everybody and thinking that nobody's wrong. Everybody has something to bring to the table. How'd I do, Henry?
Great. You answered the question fantastically.
Tali, what can I tell you?
I have a question also.
Go ahead.
You obviously you were able to reach a lot of people, and reaching people is super important, whether, you're talking about like big data for like genetic purposes or, like food insecurity. Do you have any advice as to how to, gather people for,
Thank you. Softball. Here's the answer. You ready? You just be yourself. Just be yourself. Project love and kindness, which is what fills your heart. It's obvious. People will be attracted to that. The way that you'll continue to be successful is by surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. You'll succeed, they'll succeed, and you'll create an amazing social network that can literally change the world first around you and then even more in general. I never knew that my niece would run for governor. I just nurture her and tell her I love her. I don't care if she's the dog catcher. But we can all change the world. I know you will. I know Henry will. I know every one of those Silver Knights will, because I know people that won the Silver Knight. Another guy was the emergency room doctor at Jackson for years. I hope that you'll stay and come back. Our community really needs you. All those places you're going to go to school and then go want to matriculate with everybody else, it's okay. Go have fun. Graduate, go to New York, go to Boston, go to Chicago, go to LA. Come home. Come home. We need you here. We need you here. How'd I do, Tali?
You did pretty well.
Thanks. We got another couple of minutes. Henry, you're up. How can I help you?
I love your perspective. That I always love talking to just anybody I see. When I get an Uber ride, I always ask like so many questions about their life and just try to learn as much information from really anyone I'm talking to. But how did you get that, like gain that perspective? Because it took me like I still I don't have it fully, but like how did you realize that's so important to business and just life in general?
I've been pounded day in and day out. I wake up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning with my stomach turning. It doesn't matter how successful I am. I roll over and I hear my wife. I make sure she's alive. How about living your life like that? So what was your question? I lost track because I thought of my wife.
Just like how do you have like such a happy attitude about like everything? I project it. Okay. No one wants to hear how crappy it was. The first segment, I want to almost erase it because I was so negative about how noisy it was. And I was pounding on the people that are making my life miserable rather than projecting joy and happiness, which is my goal and dream. So for everybody who listened to the first half and for you guys, we're going to do another segment because that first segment was so crappy because I was so upset about what's going on. But you guys project such kindness and love. The people that watch, they really care. I want you to, high five to Steve Regal and his 2 girls for winning the Silver Knight. Okay. I have a huge network. They all see what you're doing. You know, you're just by knowing that you're out there, knowing that the world is not what we see on TV to upset us, but it's really beautiful like you. It's just tremendous. We need more Good News Channel. We need more people to help feed the homeless and the underfed. Okay, there's not just homeless, there's the underfed. And we need people that are going to look for solutions to things that take away from us being a whole community. And I had you on for a half hour. If you want and you have time, you want to be on for another segment, guys? Or I got to go? If you got to go, it's okay. I can stay on. Yeah, no problem.
Tali?
Me too. I'm good.
Okay, great. So we're going to stay on. I think what we're doing is turning the tables, and the Silver Knights are interviewing me, which I actually am thrilled about. I'm very happy for that. So we'll be back with some more information about life and kindness after the break. We are on Feel Good, whatever day it is. And boy, is this tremendous. I'm surrounded by the most beautiful people, including you, Mr. Mendoza. And I'm going to tell you about some of the most beautiful people I know. They're friends that keep me strong. Remember, we talked about surrounding yourself with people that keep you strong. People that keep me strong are my friends at Warren Henry, Abe Cohn at Lamborghini, Larry Zinn, Eric Day, all of them, Samantha Wolf and her new married name. They're all great friends. And they all help me project the kindness by sponsoring the show. So Henry and Tali, the folks at Warren Henry are helping us get our message out today. And I want you to know is that they're really proud of you too. Remember, if you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audi. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. They got their great new store at 151st and Biscayne. Say hey to May Stark, my personal service advisor. And remember, what do all those cars have in common? Well, they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. That means you get complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 days to make sure you like your car. Guess what? You will. So join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, lots of my friends, and me, of course. Oh, I said me already. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry. We've got a great example of that on today's show. We've got the Silver Knights with us, and boy, are they tremendous. I'm pretty tremendous too. Call me if I can help you with your real estate issue. I'm helping one of my clients get a full funding on his $100 million apartment project. We're going to do actually 4 phases. It'll be a $400 million deal, 1,000 units, and I'm the man because it's in my hometown. I'm loving doing that. We're looking all over the state for more deals for him and for my money. I've got money to do condos and apartments. If you need money, call me. Cash King, call me. Can't give out the number, but everybody knows how to get me. Or just DM me. And if you're watching this, you can do that on LinkedIn. So why call me? Because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're here with the Silver Knight Award winners. Henry Hurowitz. Henry helped create a food distribution system that helps the homeless. And Tali Finger, she's a smart lady. She helped identify some genes, and she's going to go into biomechanical engineering at Harvard. And then I'm going to get her to come back and work with me at the hemp farm. All right, you go, what's that, Tali? I have doctors, and we're going to invent nutraceuticals based around hemp, CBD. About that. You get to live in Jupiter. So see, I made her laugh. That made me feel good. Okay, they've been asking me questions. We'll go back to Tali since she was smiling. Tali, what's your next question?
My next question is, what do you wish you knew when you were, graduating from high school and going into college? What's some advice that you can give us right now?
What I wish I knew was what the most important person in my life was going to be. This is the most important thing that I tell every young person when I meet them. The most important person in your life is going to be your partner. Select wisely. Manage your personal brand correctly. It's very important to find the right person that's going to be able to be there next to you to support you when you're successful. I picked a dreamboat. My wife is tremendous. I went to the mat for her, and I know she'd do the same for me. We have a loving relationship 30 years in. Even with all this BS that goes on in our apartment, they can't break us apart. So the most important thing I wish I knew when I was coming out of high school was personal brand management in my search for my partner. How's that for an honest, deep answer?
It doesn't get more honest or deeper than that.
Thank you. It's the absolute most important. And then I have a really personal relationship with God. I'm very spiritual. I know that God is there and it's going to help me and everything's going to be okay no matter how tough it gets. Then I call my friends and they remind me. Henry, how about you?
Somewhat similar, but what was your biggest takeaway from college, and what was the most influential part of your college experience?
Student government. Student government. Every person I met, I had to talk to them differently. I had to pitch them differently. I had to know everything and manipulate it instantaneously to somebody different. So it helped me really think quickly on my feet. And you can see that I'm still involved in the community. And obviously my niece took it one step further, maybe two. Tali?
I think we've touched on this, but why are you doing this? Why do you do this? If you could pinpoint one reason why what you do is important, what would it be?
Well, the podcast has already helped me get business from places as far away as New Zealand. Going to close a deal with a guy from New Zealand in a few weeks. He found me on the podcast. But the real reason that I do this is because it's a learning experience for me. And it helps the people I know stay in touch with me and learn really great things. And I think that the most important thing right now that anybody in society can have is a good, solid feeling for the future and for the young people in our community, because we've all been so beaten up and so isolated. Nobody's met you guys. Look, if somebody doesn't have a child that excels like you, they're never going to meet somebody like you. Never. They will here. And it's wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Truly. Tali, what part of the town do you live in? Aventorchard?
Yeah, Aventorchard.
Yeah, I know the Sofers. I can call it Aventorchard. Henry, what part of town do you live in?
I live in Hollywood.
Jollywood. All right. All right. So we've got a few minutes left. If you could do a different thing, what would you do, Tali? What would you investigate next?
You mean like in my field or completely different?
Bang, you start from scratch. What would you look into?
I think, first of all, I think languages are awesome.
Cool.
So I feel like I could do something in like linguistics. I feel like that would be that's everything's like so interesting to me. In my field, it would probably be something in data engineering. That's what I'm working with right now. And there's just so much you can do and you can apply it to anything. And I also think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I think you got to meet Olivia Ramos more than you need to meet the bioengineering guy. If you're really about data management, that's her. That's her. Smartest person I know, at least in that. I know a lot of smart people. She's one of them, though. Henry, you've helped the world with hunger. The app is out. Your friends have helped it go across the world. What's your next thing you're going to do?
So I already started something else, but I've always been really fascinated with germs and allergens in general. And I actually created a health hygiene company prior to COVID ever happening. So it's actually a funny story about how it all started. I was flying home one day and I fell asleep on my airplane tray table like I normally do. I was tired and I woke up with a horrible rash on my face, and that started me like researching about airplane cleanliness and all of that. And I found out that airplane tray tables are actually 8 times dirtier than a toilet flush button.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's really gross. So so then after that, I started to like look up different things for the next time I traveled, so I didn't need to touch that dirty tray table. And I really couldn't find anything on the market. So I decided to create my own tray table cover. And after speaking with an infectious disease expert, like finding the best designs, dimensions, and like adhesive material for like this new tray table cover. I wish I had it in front of me.
So do I.
I can go get it. I can go get it.
Go get it.
And then, so here's a little kit. We decided to like create a kit after we made the tray table covers, and they have like a N95 face mask, first aid kit, face mask, hand sanitizer, the tray table cover.
How come this isn't on the internet? This is great.
And it all happened prior to COVID. So once COVID became a pandemic, we sold out of all of our inventory within a week. And I'm sure you know it was so hard to get the inventory to replenish our inventory. We weren't planning to sell out of all of our stuff within a week. And we actually were able to replenish our supply within like a month and a half because of our relationships with the manufacturers, which was really amazing compared to like the 5-month lead times they were promising originally. So just ever since I fell asleep on the airplane tray table and woke up with a rash, I've always just been like so fascinated by germs. And when COVID happened, I was just like researching like all like new stuff and like the CDC's newest guidelines and everything like that, and just helping the community stay germ free, even when we didn't have products to sell. I think you're on mute.
Thank you. That makes an official Zoom call. We're going to wrap up. Why don't both of you kind of guys give me a closing statement on where you see things today in the world and what you're hoping for the future? I know it's really kind of a broad thing, but it's really important to people that are listening to know that there is hope for the future. We're going to start with Tali, who's going to make sure the world's a better place.
First of all, just hearing about the other Silver Knights, and in the last year, like through science competitions and, school, I met so many super intelligent people that really gives me hope for the future. Seeing the world collaborate, fight the pandemic and everything, the effort that everyone's been doing, I really think we have a bright future ahead. And thank you for having us.
Thank you. That's a beautiful statement. And I want to thank you for giving us all light and hope. Henry?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the future as well. Going to college and just collaborating with so many other driven and determined young adults is just like so impactful. And I'm really looking forward to helping the community in the future with like some social entrepreneurship, whether that's continuing with hunger or just something that helps people.
All you got to do is connect with me, and I'll get you with all the people that want to do all of that really great stuff. It's really going to be all about making the world a better place, and I'm really looking forward to doing that with you guys. I'm going to take a picture because I'm going to use it for promotion later. I want to thank you guys for being on the show. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure meeting you. Tali?
Yeah, no, thank you for having us, and thank you for what you do. The impact it has on people is, crazy, and I'm just thankful for that.
Thank you. You really know how to make me feel good. I want to thank you both for being here, and I want to thank Lisa Paley, as always, for bringing us the Silver Night. Stick with us. I'm going to talk about some of the real estate deals I'm closing now. I'll speak loud over the jackhammers. How to bring them back. Sorry, kids. And but one more time, high five to Henry Hurowitz and Tali Finger for their winning the Silver Night. More importantly, for helping the world be a better place. We'll stick around if you want to hear more from me or not. I don't know how to do that. That was kind of a bad transition. I don't usually mess up like that, but like I said, I'm kind of distracted today. Kids, thanks so much for being here. We'll see you on the other side. Lisa Paley, thanks again. Reagan, take it away. We're South Florida's longest running business talk show, and I appreciate everybody bearing with me as we have a little bit of background noise today at the apartment due to the jackhammers. Thank you to Air Apartments, Aimco Communities, whatever they call themselves. I want to thank them so much for making my life miserable. All right, people that don't make my life miserable, people I love, are the people from Warren Henry. Thank you, Warren, Larry, Samantha, Eric, everybody, Larry, Warren, everybody at Warren Henry Automotive. They make our show special, and they make Supercar Saturdays even better. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. They're all great cars. They all come with a Warren Henry Advantage. That means complimentary dent repair, key replacement, dynamic wheel protection, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and a 72-hour exchange. It takes 3 days to make sure you like your car. You will. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, and lots of my friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry.
This is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. A lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
My name's Jim Freed. Reach out to me, direct message me. I'm all about helping everybody, especially if you got some real estate deals I can help you with. I'm doing some incredible stuff. Stick around after this break and you'll hear what I'm working on. When you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed 1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
You heard me talking about this to the Silver Knights. They asked me, how do I do it? How do I stay so positive? How do I project everything positive? And it's not easy. You saw today's show. It's been somewhat glitchy. It's been difficult because of the noise that's been going on here in the apartment. It's been going on since Hurricane Irma, since the lockdown. It's been very difficult. I apologize for any impact it may have had on my ability to project positive energy today. I'm really working hard to stand strong while I'm being assaulted every day and every night by what's been going on here at the building. We're trying to move out, but given the circumstance, it's impossible to find a place to live. Not even a comparable place, almost any place to live. We're doing our best. My wife's leading the charge, but it's not easy. We can't really live here anymore, nor do we want to. That said, I've been working out of a coffee shop, not here. I haven't been able to work out of my office full time at all during any of this. It's been very difficult, but I am doing some incredible things. I've got incredible people I work with. My partner in New York has helped me find incredible financing for condo and multifamily. We're about ready to put out an LOI for $100 million on what I call a stretch construction loan, 85% of cost. And if you need more, I can get you higher on the table on the construction capital stack. We're also doing a shopping center program where we're getting people all the money, including their overhead and salaries. So if you've got a real estate deal, you've got a good idea, but you need some cash, call me. I can help. Crazy mortgage loans. I'm trying to do one for myself right now. I'm in real estate. I have the up and down income. It's all 1099. It's no W-2, but I've got the banks that keep the loans in portfolio, and they're going to help me make a loan on a home, God willing, that I'm going to find. And one of my friends is going to help me redesign it. My good friend, Kobe Karp, and we're going to make a Kobe Karp home, and it's going to be a safe place for Vivian to live. The most important thing I'm seeking is safety and calmness, just like all of us. The pandemic's been very hard on all of us. It really hurt my wife deeply. I look like garbage today because I was just outside meeting with the police. Why am I meeting with the police? Because there's no security in our building, and we've seen unidentified people walking up and down and running in and out, and we think stealing things. I know that they've stolen stuff from me. So it's been very difficult. That said, I continue to work hard. I continue to stay positive. I continue to be inspired by my wife. My wife is tremendous. She's been through all of this. I can get up and leave now after we're done. Usually she has to be through it all day because she can't leave. She has to stay here to try to recover. Most people recover in less than a year, but she's been at it for 3.5 years because she's been subjected to this. It's been quite a struggle for us. What keeps us strong? The Silver Knights ask, what do I get out of this? This is what I get out of this. I get to connect with you, my network. I get kindness and love, get support. In return, I give kindness and love and support. You saw how I let the Silver Knights interview me. They wanted to know, and I told them. I told them about my post from a couple of weeks ago about what's the most important decision that you make. That's your partner. I'm so blessed to have Vivian Freed as my partner. It's an absolute honor. So the real estate market, it's hot in every sector. White hot. Residential, I can get you funded almost to 100%. You go get your friends and family, 5% money, and it's done. You want to do industrial? No problem. You want to do grocery anchored retail? Got money for that too if it's a smart design in the right location. Mostly, what the people that I work with, what they do is they invest with good, solid people. And that's what I've got. Again, I'm sorry I look like a mess. I was with the cops all morning. Call me. I'm helping the people in the building. I'm the shield of Abraham for them. They don't know what to do, but I do. So I'm helping them preserve their home, but more importantly, to preserve their dignity. Listen to this. How can you have dignity with something like this going on? So it's kind of a short show today because of the noise. Starting next week, I'm going to find a new place to broadcast from because I'm not going to allow this to impact me anymore. I really want to tell Reagan how much I appreciate him and how wonderful it is to see him growing his group of people he podcasts for. I want to give a high five to my good friend Miles Stepner, who's stepping out and doing stuff with Reagan. He's doing great stuff. And Reagan, you're doing great things for him too. I want to compliment you on what you're doing with Grant Stern and the production team over at Grant's radio station. You're doing great work, Reagan. I want to thank you for how you help me look good all the time. Now I'm going to say something that I think is extraordinarily important. I got involved in the community for a reason. It's to help people that don't have any power. No one cared at the city commission last week when I went up and talked about what was going on in a building in District 2 until I said it impacted me and my wife. Why do they care if it impacts me and my wife? Because if it impacts me and my wife, how about the people that are underprivileged or don't have any money in Miami-Dade County and face this? It's going on all over the county. We're reaching out to Mayor Cava Levine to try to create landlord-tenant law in the city that would prevent this. The city has no power on this. It's going to all be the county. But I'm learning about it, and I'm continuing to be a community activist. I don't want to just change the world by bringing in the Silver Knights and doing my CBD hemp farm and helping people get wonderful careers and jobs and being involved with Nikki Fried. Whatever the challenge is, when it presents itself, I'm going to meet it. I guess that's really what I should have told the Silver Knights. The Silver Knights asked, what was the lesson to learn in college? I said it was about finding your right spouse. It's also about seeing the challenge and meeting it, having the courage to meet it. Most people just sidestep it, but I take it on. I don't have a lot of time to do everything, but I make the time because it's important to me to help people like you. If I can help, reach out, text me, DM me. I can't give out my phone number anymore because of the death threats that I got. Can you believe that? So find me, come find me, let me help you. And Reagan, I'm going to toss it to you a little early today because I'm just so out of sorts with all the noise. During the next week, I'm going to learn how to deal with this, and I'll be a better person for it next week. I promise you all. That's my commitment to you as well as my commitment to myself. So Reagan, take it away, and then we'll talk afterwards after the show for a couple of minutes. Thank you so much. Remember, everybody, I forgot my clothes. Look at me. I want to give a shout out to the first responders, to all the police in the Edgewater District. Thank you for coming to help me today. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the hospitals and everybody in food service and hospitality. When I go to a hotel, I tell everybody that works there, thank you for helping the economy get started. I want to thank our sponsors, Warren Henry. Without them, I couldn't bring the Silver Knights to you and all the good energy. The NFL Alumni Association, Creco AI, Carlson Integrated, Turkel Brands, of course, the Bergstrom Center for Real Estate Studies. I'd like to thank the people in the building for stopping the noise for just a second. Go to our Facebook page, like our show, go all the social media, like me everywhere. I'm everywhere now. Join our community, give us feedback and comments. Tell us who you want to hear from. Next week, we'll have Robert Zarko, the great litigator, and we'll also talk to Meg Daly about the underline. If you missed today's show, Reagan will have it up real fast. Why will the show be on next Wednesday at noon like it always is? Because I just love doing it. I'll find a quiet place and we'll go to town and we'll do a great show. Remember, the person who wants to do something finds a way. Here's the example right here, everybody. The other finds the excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. God bless you. God bless the state of Florida. God bless the United States of America. Reagan, tossing it to you.